It begins in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons at therewillbedungeons.com, a D&D show that is just for you. It's also for us. We really like it. My name is Scott Johnson. I'm here with Bo Schwartz, John Jagger, Kristen Ashton, and, of course, Kyle Ferguson for yet another edition. This is session 41, and before we get started, a quick email from a listener named Cody who sent this in. His subject line was, There Will Be Dungeons compliments and a question for John. So John, our most vocally challenged this week because of a horrible cold you've been dealing with. Bronchitis, rather.
Bronchitis.
Enjoy answering this question. Hello, everybody. Love the show and all the work everyone puts into it. I started D&D only a few months ago before your campaign, and I am prepared to get into some DMing myself, and Bo is a great guy to follow and uses as an example as a good DM. Well, that's a nice compliment for Bo right there. I have a question for John about Stanley. My first character was a bard, and I fell in love with the class. It was always fun to try to guess how John would use his bardic tools in certain situations. That's why, when he used Eldritch Blast for the first time, the best damage cantrip in the game, I had assumed he was multicasting into a warlock, as they were the only class that could learn it outside of certain circumstances. When the Archfey Diantalis was introduced, I then thought, oh, this is the patron that he makes a pact with for his warlock class. However, I saw from your character sheet that you were still a pure bard. My question is, why did you not multiclass with the story going the way it is going? And also, can you please tell me how you got Eldritch Blast, so in the future I can do it as well? Thank you for your time. All right, John, what's the skinny?
I sure can. So I am able to use Eldritch Blast because of the deal that was made with Catobal Praith. It let us take a feat, and the feat that Stanley took at that time was Magic Initiate Warlock, which lets me pick up 2 cantrips, as well as a level 1 spell that I can cast on a long rest. I took it because I had been sort of toying with the idea of multi-classing Warlock, but I hadn't really committed to it, and I didn't know if Diantalis was going to actually ever be a thing, or if he was, what he was going to be. Had I known that, I might have made a different decision, but that was why I could Eldritch Blast pretty early in the campaign, and now Diantalis does it too.
Nice. Well, I hope that answers your question.
Wait,
go ahead,
you missed one part of it too, which he wants to know why you didn't multi-class. And the answer to that, sir, is that he has 2 character sheets.
Ah.
Yeah.
So he's not It's a way to cheat multi-classing is to be possessed by some other being and come up with mechanics to switch between the 2, and then you get the best of both worlds. Except I get to switch them around whenever I feel like it.
Right.
Just because I'm the DM and I can make those decisions. That's the trade-off.
All right. So you have control over that if, when it comes right down to it.
We have agreed upon some mechanics for it. Like when he sleeps, he switches over, and he can switch at will, I think, once throughout the day.
Mm.
But to prevent abuse, like, oh, a lock, let me switch to my other character. Oh, I have to punch this guy, let me switch to this guy. He has restrictions, limitations. So you can do that stuff at home because D&D is heavily modifiable to suit you.
Let you do what you want to do. I mean, it's not cheating. It's just creative structural stuff changes and things.
They call it homebrew. So it doesn't exist in the rules that you buy. You can make your own rules.
Right. Which is how we roll here. Like Kristen's guns. We had to figure that out. The gun bit in D&D rules. Anyway, if you have questions just like Cody, then by all means head on over to therewillbedungeons.com and leave us a message. There's a link right there that just says contact us, or the contact page. Hit that, boom, bam, bam, you're in, and we'll read them here on the show. All right, before we get too deep, it is time for Kristen Ashton to sum up what happened last week so that we might know what's coming today. Kristen?
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, he who hesitates is hooked. It was time to cut out from the confines of the cave and creep the crawling curves of the conurbation. Pardon me. Prowling precarious. Throw words in there. So let me start this again. We'll go fresh.
That was quite a word.
I've never seen conurbation. It's great.
Yeah.
All right. It was time to cut out from the confines of the cave and creep the crawling curbs of the conurbation. Prowling precariously toward the pit of despair, Dientalis dove into the darkness, leading the lagging lot. The squad slipped by a seeking spotlight and spatters of soldiers searching the streets. Thinking they were through, upset ululations were uttered upon observing an open door. Dining a distraction, Dientalis donned a genial guise and headed inside to befuddle some boisterous bullies. A mad move indeed, for no sooner had the haunted half-elf disappeared than the troubled trio triggered the Teat Guards, tripping a terrible tiff. A terrible tiff for the Teat Guard! Our adventurers attacked their adversaries with an acumen attended in aces, flung fireballs, flared, bullets bashed brains, dark deities dispatched, jaunty jaws japed. The foursome fought fiercely, clearing a course coated with corpses and furiously filling with an unknown number of nasties nearing their position. Now rejoin our heroes as they continue to collude with crime in the dirty streets of the Teat.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Big finish. Perfectly done as always. One quick note for live listeners, or viewers rather. I did remember to enable the overlay today. So the extension's active. You can see our character sheets, our stats, and all that stuff. I assume it's just on the desktop version of Twitch. I don't know, but I remembered to do it. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, you're just going to be passive today, you can actually interact with that stuff. So go for it. All right, Bo, take it away.
Okay. You find yourselves in the streets of Trashburg. Two spotlights shining down upon the area you find yourself in, replete with gray brick buildings. Around you is darkness, and you hear the sounds of shouting as Teat Guard and Guzzle Gang members zero in on your location. You left a trail of destruction in your path, and the air is thick with sulfur and gunpowder. Voices ring out, and as Varel launched himself into his sprint in a southward direction, headed for the pit of despair. And everyone follows him. The spotlights follow you as you run down, moving south. Varel, just to confirm, you're headed to the pit of despair, correct?
Correct, southward.
Okay. So you run through, you run down the passages south, and to your left you see the baseball field, and just south of it you can make out a corner of what would be the pit of despair that you saw upon entering Trashburg in your first day. You make a left in this direction. With the spotlight slowly following after you.
How long do I... So we were on turn 7 of my rage and enlargement.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still enlarged?
Yeah, the last few seconds of the spell are beginning to dwindle, but we're no longer doing turns as we ended in combat at the end of last week's episode. But Varel, Nash, Stanley, Hope vanquished all the enemies that attacked them after having been seen in the spotlight. So you are still large, lumbering down the like Godzilla between the buildings.
Excellent.
Do you make the left towards the pit of despair?
Before making the turn, I would look behind me to see if the rest of the party is in tow.
As far as I know, they said last week that they were all following and running. So if anyone's decided to do something differently, they can tell us now.
Totally following.
Yep, following.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a spotlight on them?
Yes. You're ahead of the spotlight, but they're in the spotlight slowly following them.
Gotcha. Okay, so I've outbooked it. Alright, I'd like to do a stealth check then, if available.
To hide from the spotlight?
Yes, the upcoming spotlight.
Okay, the best way to do that is probably, I mean, you're out of the sight of the light, so it doesn't see you. It can guess your last known direction. If you're looking for a hiding spot as a 14-foot lizard folk, I mean, where are you hiding?
Oh, okay. So yeah, dwindling is not an active thing yet. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'll wait for them to catch up.
Okay, you wait at the intersection. All right. So you hold your position there, look back, trying to assess the situation. Stanley, a Guzzle Gang member, and Hope approach you with the two spotlights from the 500-foot tall rampart walls, slowly following.
That's right. I still look like a Guzzle Gang member.
Yeah. You reach the three of you reach the intersection and catch up to Vorel, and the light then shines down on the four of you standing in a circle.
Hope will clamber up on Varel's back as she
Okay.
brings up the rear.
Hope just begins climbing on top of you.
She can't move that fast.
All right, everybody. We have to lose the light.
He's not wrong.
Then run!
Which way?
He can't see. I can actually give you. I can give him.
So you still have dark vision enabled. All of you have dark vision.
Oh, we all
enabled.
do. Okay.
But well, I mean, your spell you cast on yourself, and I believe him, right?
No, I didn't get one.
I don't think I cast it on Varel. That's
Oh.
why I was bringing it up. But I can. I mean, if it's going to help us. Varel, do you desire better sight?
Well, he can see quite well in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I have a thing. Let me know if you need it. Big guy.
We need a distraction. We need to start a fire once again. Burn the town. It's the only way.
Lemon tree. Says Nash Magard.
The sounds of shouting and voices begin growing louder.
Who's got cast it as we run? We gotta go that way, and Hope will point
There's
southeast.
very little time to catch fire. You have a choice between heading now into the pit of despair, or staying and fighting another horde, possibly more than you did last week.
Fine. Then we have one option, and that is to awaken the beast behind us and have it deal with anyone who tails us.
Let's move.
All right, start running.
You book it down the alleyway as the lights follow you. You're briefly out of sight as you move behind a building, but then you enter into an opening. On the left, you see the Blood Ball field. No one's there. It's empty, not in use, but it sits in front of the keep so that the royals from the keep can sit on the overlook, the rampart walls, and watch the Blood Ball game from on high. But between the keep and Trashburg proper is a large moat of oil. And in the center of this moat, directly between, like on the left, you see the Blood Ball field. On the right, you see the rampart wall. In front of you, you see a large pit. And in it, blackness. And the pit is covered by bars, like steel bars, like a cage. But the bars are wide enough to let ordinary men and women through. Bars are designed to keep something much larger from escaping. So there's no problem squeezing between the bars to enter into the pit of despair. You move into this location, the spotlight follows you, and you clamber on up to the side of the rocks as you approach the side of the pit. As
Who
you
has
take a
the
moment,
key for the door?
I believe he gave it to Hope. You would remember that he pushed it towards Hope, and Hope picked it up.
I have the key.
Okay.
You keep going.
So we're on top of the bars?
As you clamber next to the bars, you hear little and little as lights sort of erupt along the rampart walls, and shots start firing in your location from the rampart walls, and that they've collected snipers from on top. Vorel, you begin to shrink down, but as you shrink down, bullets hit your scales. Bing, 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 as snipers from on high start shooting you from the top. But none of them pierce. And you begin to shrink down. You have a tiefling on your back, and she starts to take up more and more room as you shrink down.
Are the bars, is there any sort of, like, is like a wave pool that it kind of inclines under the bars, or is it just a
The
pit?
bar, it's square and it covers the top of the pit, kind of like maybe a crate for a pet would, except this is a large square foot area. We're talking like 100 by 100 surface area. Is humongous. And the bars are designed to keep something large out. You can easily pass through these bars, no problem. They're not designed to keep humans in or out.
Is there a ramp, or how far down if we were to just drop through the holes?
You peer into the pit and you see nothing but blackness. You can see along the sides, maybe 60 feet down, but you see no bottom
60 feet.
because it's nighttime out.
Okay. We need Stanley.
Yeah.
All right. Start looking for a ladder, some sort of way down, some sort of service entrance.
Perception check. I imagine you're looking from your position and not doing a full-on investigation while under gunfire.
Correct. 15.
You take a quick glance left, right, as you hear guns being reloaded on the rampart, and you hear the voices yelling behind you, getting closer and closer. You see nothing.
I'm gonna take out the rope that I carry and tie it around one of the bars.
Okay. You do that, tying it securely.
Alright, I'm gonna hold onto the rope and slide down.
Okay. Athletics check, please. Or acrobatics, your choice.
By the way, just when you hear those knocking sounds from those hammers upstairs, assume that those are bullets flying by. Everybody. It's fine.
It's a 19.
All right. So you very quickly get at the rope, tie it up into a knot, and shuffle your body through the bars and slide on down. How long is your rope?
The description says 50 feet. I don't remember if that's accurate or not.
Okay. So you slide down 30 feet, and everyone watches Diantalis do this.
Cool. Get on the same rope then.
All right. Pharrell follows as bullets whiz by. Another volley rings out. Another volley rings out. Borrell hops in. Nash, Hope. Well, I guess Hope, you're on top of Varel. So
Yeah.
Stanley, you're just standing out there alone while everyone's tied the rope and moved in. And as you turn around and look back, you see finally a horde of Guzzle Gang and Teat Guard. And they point at you and go, "Look, there he is! It's the warty one, get him!" And they just they're booking it down the alleyway at this mob of people, maybe 50, and with more coming around the corner.
You coming, Nash?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I mean, yes, I'm in there. Let's go.
I was talking to you, Nash.
Sorry, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I'm in.
You clamber on down, you flourish your cape, and slide on down the rope. Diantalis, you make it to the end of the rope, and you look down, and you see blackness. You don't see bottom. You see black, even with your dark vision, as it only extends out about 60 feet.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and drop and hope for the best.
Okay. You let go of the rope and begin falling, and you're now in free fall. You fall 60 feet, 90 feet.
If I see
120
the
feet.
ground, I'm going to cast. What's the spell? Misty Step.
Okay. I have to look this up because I don't know what. I need to know what this does.
I dated her in college. She was great.
I'm surrounded by a silvery mist and teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see.
Right. I need to know what the spell requirements are.
Oh, it's just vocal. Verbal.
Oh, that's good. The question is, can you cast such a thing in free fall? Interesting. Okay, I see what you're doing with this. As soon you want to react as soon as you see ground to Misty Step to the ground, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you fall You're not sure how many feet. It was a long, long drop. And as soon as it enters your view, I'd like you to roll a... Ooh, how do we test your dexterity in this situation? All right, give me a... give me a sleight of hand check. No, it's not. There's no movement. It's just you have to say it, right? I don't think we need to check it.
Okay.
All right. You see the ground, and you utter the words of magical power, and you blink out of existence and move to a point on the ground. Now, you've maintained the velocity. As you've misty stepped, you're still moving in space, but rather than pointing yourself down, you point yourself to the side and sort of get thrown onto the ground and just tumble. Ooh! You sort of roll to the ground. You don't take any damage, but you're prone and you're kind of far from the initial drop zone where you'd be.
All right. As soon as I do, I would send a message to Varel and say, hold at the end of the rope. It's much further down than it seems. And,
But what do you receive?
It's a long way down.
Fudge.
I'm going to, jeez. We need Stanley, but I can't tell them that I've switched to Stanley if I do. This is a pickle.
Well, could you tell them on the count of a certain time?
How long did we decide it takes to switch to Stanley? Did we decide that?
Gotta look at our custom rules here. Speaking of, it's how email how apropos.
Yeah, weird. Weirdly appropriate all of a sudden.
Once per long rest, the stress of combat can be swapped. So that would have been instantly because it's combat time. Have you done that today since your last
No,
swap?
I haven't done any swaps today.
You can do it as a ritual, but it takes 10 minutes. So you could tell them, I need 10 minutes, and then drop. That seems like a long time considering a horde of Teat Gang and Guzzle.
Yeah, let's do the long rest one.
All right.
And so before I do, I'll send a message and I'll say, I'm switching to I'm going to let Stanley help with the fall. Give me a moment, and then drop. And I will begin moving back over to where I was. I will switch to Stanley, and I will prepare Feather Fall as soon as I see them drop.
Okay. So this is an action to switch, and then an action to... Well, an action to switch and then an action to ready, basically. So in the span of 10 seconds, you can be ready to catch them.
Okay.
So Stanley comes into consciousness through some sort of mental birth canal. You're now in control. And who gets this message that you sent?
That went to Varel.
So Varel, you received this message to drop in 10 seconds.
All right, everyone, we're getting Stanley, but we have to wait for it.
How long?
How long did it take him in the cave?
I'm bad
Took
with
a little
math.
I slew 3 men in the time. So we will wait 3 slayings worth. Hope, ready your gun. They're gonna come over us.
Oh, right. And I'll hold up my arm and ready the gun.
Nash, proceed down to my area.
Are we jumping on 3 or go?
We're jumping on 3 bodies or 3 shots.
But not go. No one's saying go.
I can say go if it would reassure you, but lower yourself towards me. We must be in the same area.
All right.
As you yell out, you hear your voices echoing throughout the pit.
Oh, shit.
And then you hear a response from the pit.
That would be the beast.
Sounds like a vapor.
It's going so bad.
And as you hear the voices of Teat Guard as they go, I think they went in the pit in despair. The madmen. No, that couldn't be. Look, there's a rope tied to the post. Go and look at... Where's Daft Phillip? No, Daft Philip, he passed. He's gone. Well, where's the other Philip? Oh, him too. Oh, those Philips suck. Quick, send George.
George, no.
Poor George.
And then quickly you sort of see up above, you see a motorcycle mask peer over and look around.
I
And then
shoot.
Okay. Make an attack roll, please.
18.
All right, damage dice.
14.
Okay. So you take a shot, and the bullet connects into the mask, exploding what's in the head, and then the body just goes limp and slides down past you, and it just shoots down into the blackness below. Stanley,
oh no!
You see a body flying down real fast, but with your quick perception of it, you can tell it's a teat guard.
All right.
And I assume you did not cast your spell because you readied it for your teammates.
Yeah,
So,
we'll let that body fall.
So it's about 100. It's about 100. It's a few, like 10, 20 feet from where you work, since you slid it over, and it just hits the ground with a boom, and it explodes. It doesn't blow up the body, but like it looks like everything inside the body shatters and explodes and just goes limp on the ground. And it bounces off 5 feet. It makes a loud banging sound.
Stanley, would you say you let the bodies hit the floor?
I did.
Okay. Just
And
checking.
you hear a Vorel, back to you.
If you have more questions, Teat Guard, we have plenty of bullets for answers.
Oh my gosh.
They got George. I think he asked us a question. He said, they've got lots of bullets. Tell those fools they're gonna die in there. They're better off coming out. I mean, if they want to die, let's just watch them. All right. And then several you hear the clambering of several men as a bunch of the T-cart make their way and look in to see you guys. So now you see like motorcycle masks, you see guys in plate armor. There's about 20 of them. One of them lifts his head up and says,
I shoot him.
okay.
23.
Okay, damage dice.
7 damage.
All right, you shoot him as he was holding on to someone for help, and the bullet pierces in a spot in his arm, and just like, ah! And he loses his balance and falls over, pulling him and a teat guard with him, and you hear, no! As they fall, they both fall down below.
Pharrell, that's 3!
That's 3. Go, Nash!
All right, I'm jumping.
All right, you all let go. There are 5 bodies falling down.
Oh, we're going at the same time. Okay.
Well,
You're above them, but Stanley, as you look up, you can make out one shape. It's a Guzzle Gang. The second shape, a Teat Guard, and then 3, 4, 5 are Stanley, Hope, and Varel.
all right, we'll cast Featherfall on the ones that I know.
Stanley, Hope, and Varel. You mean
Yeah.
Nash, Hope, and Varel?
Nash, Hope, and Varel.
Okay, I was like,
Sorry.
wait a minute, wait. How's Stanley? I got real confused there.
My
for a second.
bad. I have a problem. I say the wrong word. Happens a lot.
It's all good.
As our listeners may know. Yeah. So you see all 5 figures. You can cast your spell on up to 5, I believe.
One of them is alive, right? One of the Guzzle Gang.
I mean,
people?
it's hard to tell, but yes, one of them is alive.
Bait.
Yeah, let's hit all 5 of them with the slow fall.
Okay. All right. So as soon as they come down, you hit them all with slow fall, and it takes a second for the spell to kick in. So everyone just stops suddenly an inch from the ground as they all and just fall into place.
Wow.
So everyone, you're all floating an inch above ground, and then after a few seconds, you touch the ground. All right. Now we have a new map to take you to.
No.
I've got to make sure everything's set up okay. So, Hope, you have dark vision. You can see out. Stanley, you have dark vision. Varel does not have dark vision currently. But Nash, you do, correct?
Yes, I do.
All right, so let's make sure everyone has the vision they're supposed to have. All right, and you have some unanticipated, guests with you here. So let me just get some. Let me get some dudes. You guys good with that?
Yeah, bring some dudes.
Bring some dudes. All right, they may they may look a little weird. Just no. I'm just trying to grab them really quickly. So
No, that's fine.
It looks like we're in a
You didn't-
stomach. I like it.
Nobody expected us to bring a Gamorrean guard with us to this Rancor fight.
No. See the pig race? They're the pig race.
Pig.
all right.
Prize
But a
egg.
little piggy.
The Guzzle Gang member that's there is critically wounded from being shot. And there's a teeth guard there as well. All right, so you're all in the darkness. And as you peer out from the corner of the room that you're in, you hear... Goop, 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 goop.
Hope's gonna reload her arm, and then she'll look at the group. Well, we've got one live one. We can break his legs and leave him out there to draw the attention.
And surely his pain will be louder than us.
Exactly.
The teeth guard sort of looks around, lifts up his helmet, and he drops his weapon, and he goes, please, please, I have a family, don't hurt me. We need to get out of here. The Guzzle Gang, who's sort of mortally injured, just sort of sits up and leans against the thing and goes,
Do you know where the exit is?
there's no exit to the pit. Pit of despair. Well, if I have to die, I'll die a hero, knowing that I was the one to witness your death. The T-Car looks around. He goes, I don't want to die. Please.
None of us do.
Do you
Hope's
still
gonna
have
start
any?
clambering off of Varel.
Do you still have any more rope? Maybe
Listen,
we can climb out of here.
listen, friend. We happen to know that there's a trapdoor somewhere down here. We need to find it. If we can find it, we can get you out. Will you help us look for it?
Don't listen to their lies, George. They're lying to you. There's a trap door down here. That can't be. To where?
We shall talk as we walk. We must start moving.
Yes, it's important we find it. As for you, I'm gonna conjure Mage Hand to go over to the guy who's dying and just go shh and press against his
Oh,
legs.
nice.
Nice. Oh, that's a good visual.
So is that is there an intended effect by it, or is it just?
I don't know. Does he feel intimidated? I'll roll intimidation if he wants to be intimidated by it.
Okay.
That is going to be a 16.
Okay. The Guzzle Gang member looks at it and he goes, "Your fancy magic tricks won't save you." Apostate.
Varel, help me move him.
Why?
All right. Hope's gonna bend down, kind of squat a little bit, and try and drag the dying one closer to that entrance of this cubby that we're in.
All right. So you're gonna drag him where exactly?
To about right at the entrance. So with the intention that as soon as he starts screaming, we can slip around the side, and it'll
So-
draw the creature to this back area.
So you and Varel move him there.
I do not help. I have no idea what's going on. I can't see.
Okay. So you move him towards the entrance.
All right, and I'll look back at everybody and be like, are we ready to go? Because as soon as I do this, it's probably going to come over here.
And as punctuated as you say that, you hear
I would say we're ready.
All right, let's
All
get
right.
initiative rolls for everyone.
Okay.
We're not entering combat, but it's to help. The navigation.
16 for me.
12.
19.
Oh, sorry.
19 for Varel.
Yeah.
Yep.
That barbarian power. How much for you, Nash?
12.
12. Okay. Hope. Did you have a?
15.
Okay. All right, Varel. You're up to make a decision or pass right now.
I'm next to Stanley. I will grab his cloak and hold on like I'm in a Universal horror maze.
You're gonna grab onto Stanley's cloak.
Yeah, so wherever he goes, I can feel him moving.
All right. Okay. That puts Stanley next to do something.
Right, I will. How does movement work with him holding my cloak? Is he just gonna come along with me?
Yeah. We don't have to be super formal. It's just
I'll move down here to be next to Hope,
okay.
ready to.
And yeah, I'll move 4L for him since he can't see. Like on his version of the map, he can see the squares next to him, and that's it.
Okay.
That's all he's got. The rest of you have like vision out to 60 feet.
We
To
can
hell
get
and
him
back.
vision. We probably should.
I can give him vision. Varel, let me give you vision.
All right. Well, it's Hope's turn first.
Oh.
I'll postpone, seeing that
Okay.
clearly
Cool.
Nash
Cool.
wants
All right,
to give
Nash,
vision.
go ahead.
All right. I'm going to cast Dark Vision on. Actually, it's not called that though, or is it? Hold on.
It is, I believe.
Is that just called that?
It's dark. Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, Dark Vision,
It's a
you're right.
second level spell.
You're right.
It's the last of your. Or no, you have 2 slots
I
left.
have 2 slots left after that. Or no, I'm sorry. If I do first level, I don't have it at first level. I'd have to do it. Or no, I can still do it at first level, can't I?
No, it's a second level spell.
Well, then
so
I
it's
will be out of
baseline.
slots. This will be my final slot.
Can't actually cast Dark Vision at any higher level spells, I don't think.
Right.
I don't think.
So I'm going to cast it second level. That means I'm out of slots for second level. And Varel, you're accepting of my gift?
I accept.
All right. I just reach out and touch him and grant him the ability to see more than he
Right, so
could
you
see.
can see. Dark Vision allows you to see in the dark. There's reduced color when you see in dark vision, so it's kind of similar to what a cat is, where you can see in black and white and see very clearly, but color distinction's not as good. And it takes black light and turns it into dim light, so it is possible for it to be brighter, but it does allow you to see. So now you have vision that everyone else has.
I'll let go of Stanley's cloak.
And the T-guard sort of approaches behind you and says, What's going on? It's like you guys can all see. I can see anything. Do you have a torch?
No torches. I'll bark back at him.
And I'm all out of second spell slots.
Well, that's not good, Nash. That sounds bad.
It is bad.
Oh, he doesn't know your name.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds...
You might.
Might he?
That doesn't sound good, man. No, he wouldn't. He might not. I don't know. I said it as... I don't know. I said it as if it was a character you met before. It's Sunday, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So, Varel, you may continue.
Oh, cool, because we're back to me. All right,
Yeah.
then. Looks like we're all blocking the way, so I'll turn around.
You can pass through them for now. It's just not in combat. We're going to be less formal with this. It's just build tension.
So I'll do the no torches to the guy behind me. Stay very close, and you might live. And
And
ready
with
to
that,
move when everyone else does.
Okay. Hope.
Right, seeing
Sorry,
that I...
Stanley. It's Stanley. Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna turn to Nash. I'm gonna say, before this begins, now might be a good time to take advantage of Pod's scouting ability if she's around.
Pod.
Yes, Nash.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I thought I was doing the voice, so it freaked me out.
I know I've been quiet, but I just thought maybe I should just chill out.
No, that's fine. Were you okay on the fall?
was just fine. I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it, but
I
I
didn't.
can fly, so
I didn't really warn you. I feel bad about that.
oh, I'm okay. I'm a tough little pixie.
We we need you. We need you to scout ahead for us. Think you can do that and keep it quiet?
Okay.
Tell her we're looking specifically for a trap door.
She can hear you.
Well, I don't know. She's invisible.
Oh, good point. Did you hear him?
I heard you, Stanley.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
Give
here I
her
go.
a little thumbs up.
Yeah.
And you start to hear a bzzz, like a buzzing as her wings flap, and she lifts off. Now you can move or you can wait for her. Hope you feel the wind sort of distort around you. Feel a little breeze as the flapping of winds blow some air on you.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wait.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll creep past Hope and move to about, just to about there, and kind of hide back against the rock of the cave.
All right, now I just need to get. Oh no, I logged out of Roll20.
That's no good.
Okay, sorry, I'll be right back. Okay, so you sneak over alongside the wall. Again, can't really make out what's making the.
Though I have
Everyone-
a pretty good guess.
Everyone holds still for a minute or two, and then you feel the wind, and you hear the. Bzzz. Okay, Nash.
What'd you see?
Wait, I have to check something real quick here. So pixies don't have dark vision.
Oh, we determined that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. So she went out, had a look around. She said, "I didn't really see too much."
Did Nash give her dark vision last game?
No.
Who did I
Oh,
give it to? Because I gave it to
You gave,
me.
you gave it to
Yourself.
yourself, right?
Gave it to myself. Now Varel. But I didn't cast any other second levels. Hold on.
I thought you gave it to her when she was scouting ahead for us.
Well, there was you.
Oh, I didn't write it down, but it's ringing
No,
a bell.
the spells that were cast during this was dark vision, and enlarge reduce for the
Okay.
3 second level spell slots.
Oh, right. Enlargement. Yeah,
Okay.
he's right. We didn't do it. I think we were confused about whether she had it innately or not. But she doesn't.
Yeah, I had to look that up because there was some planning going on to use her, and I wanted to find out.
Yeah.
And pixies do not have dark vision.
That is correct.
Okay.
They have other things, but not dark vision. I didn't see very much, but I did hear. Whatever it is, it's really big. Making really big noises.
Could you see anything?
Not really. I was too scared to get too close. I had my fight or flight sort of went off. Like,
But you're
there was
invisible.
something, but it doesn't matter. I felt that sense of danger. Like a predator was nearby.
When you say sounded big, like how big? Can you
Like
get
really big. Like so big.
bigger than Varel right now? Bigger than
Yeah.
Wow. Stanley, it's not great, but it's something big and excuse me, I haven't eaten all day. Oh, that's not me.
Hear that noise echo throughout the thing.
I think it's sleeping. Is that a snore?
Sounds like it.
That seems good.
All right. George behind you, he speaks up and says, "How's it going?" Oh, excuse me. How's it going up there? Do we know how to get out yet?
Are we still in turn order, or can I just kind of
Yeah.
freely move back and do something?
So after Stanley, it was Hope. So let's get Hope I sort of cut over her for Nash.
Oh, well, hearing this, do we even want to wake it up? Because I was planning on breaking this guy's legs, letting him scream, draw the attention away. But if we don't know where that door is, it might not even be for good.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth the risk. It might be asleep. Take advantage of it.
Yeah. I mean, worst case. Can he hear us say these things? Can George?
No.
Okay.
You sure can.
Oh, he can hear. So he heard Hope say that he could was planning on breaking his legs.
Well, not
Dying
George's, but the Guzzle Gang member, the one that's dying.
Oh. Okay.
He's on the ground, like he's coughing up blood. He's slowly slipping into unconsciousness.
Do we care about George?
I don't care about George. Do you care about George Nash?
Wait. I promise I'll help.
Help in what way?
What if I want to live?
How can you help us? Talk. Quick. Make it fast.
I have a family, and I want to see
That
them
doesn't
again.
help us.
We don't care.
And-
we all
and
have
I will-
families.
I will pledge my life to you if you can get me out of here.
We're
This
gonna
place
try to get out of here.
This place will kill us. The Fragger is a monster that
Very
feeds
clearly.
on people and kills them. We need to leave now.
Hold on. If you keep it down, you dumbass. Listen, we don't want to wake it up if it's asleep. Second of all, you pledge your life to us. What good is your life to us? We need more than that.
My life is all I have to give.
But we don't need
That's
it.
the Backstreet Boys song.
We need gold and food and things that matter. We need people who can fight alongside of us. We need those who can, be a part of this.
All I know is I want to live. And right now, you're the only people standing between me and death. If we work together, I saw you slay so many. Heat God and Guzzle Gang.
Hope's gonna roll her eyes and climb up on Varel's back if Varel lets her, and get ready to go. Tell you all ready to go? And look, if you're scared, just grab onto my tail. But if you get lost, you're lost.
Okay. All right. He picks up his shotgun because he dropped it. He picks it up off the ground and hooks it into the strap he has. It keeps it attached to the front, and then he reaches down and grabs your tail and stands to attention, trying to be quiet.
Stanley, I am in a great deal of pain.
Is Kyle quiet to anybody? I didn't really hear what he said.
He's very quiet.
It's very quiet.
Did I go quiet? Now am I better? What?
Oh, you're much
that's
better.
there we
Much
go.
better.
Ooh, there it is.
Weird. Okay, I must be auto setting. I'm in a great deal of pain.
Check.
But quietly, I said it.
Sure, Varel, come over here. I can take care of that.
I approach Stanley.
Right, I will. A great deal of pain, you say?
A great deal of pain.
Okay, I will cast Cure Wounds at the 3rd level on Varel. Let me see what that's
Ooh.
gonna be for him. That's 17 hit points restored.
Cool. Puts me to
rolled
25.
Really bad, but that was still a decent heal.
All right, let's move.
All right, is it my turn to move then? If I did the healing,
Yeah. I mean, we're being pretty informal about it, so don't
Okay.
worry.
Should I see
It's just the
Stanley on the?
structure.
Sorry, should I see Stanley on the map? I don't see him.
I'm
He's around
the corner from you.
Oh, okay. Right.
All right.
So yeah, line of sight is like in play here for
Right.
corners and stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to, as stealthily as possible, start scouting my way, trying to keep an eye out for any sort of trapdoors.
Okay, let's make a perception roll then, please.
Maybe only move about 15 feet at a time, just to make sure it's slow and methodical. Perception is 17.
Okay. You check the ground carefully to avoid any traps. You don't see traps, but you do notice many bones. Off to the left, as the hill rolls down and the pit in the center is lower than the sides, you see pools of like tattered clothes and bone. And the bones look like they're not clean, they look crunched, like they've been snapped in the middle. Some of them are old. They all look very gray and brown. But you notice a lot of them.
Okay, that'll be it for me.
All right. Who would like to go next?
Oh, I thought we were in order.
Well, I've been being pretty informal about it. If someone wants to take a turn ahead of anyone, it's not a big deal.
I'm just going to follow close by anybody, so I have nothing to do but follow.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll go with who's next. Hope.
Cool. I'm on Varel's back.
All right, then Varel.
This is a little ramp down we're standing by.
Yes, you look, and what you're currently standing on is a ramp that lowers against the cave wall, and you see that the cave wall is a darker form of clay, denoting the fact that you're quite low beneath the ground surface.
It is clear to us that this is ground, though. We're not like Empire Strikes Back inside the belly of a worm or something, right? Or inside the frog.
As far as you can tell, it's a very muddy clay.
Okay.
You kind of, if you look carefully, you can see that there's like it's wet with an oily substance because the castle is surrounded by a moat, and this hole, not sure how it exists here, but it's formed sort of a barrier on either side of the moat. But it is, the walls look damp and greasy. The floor is a little damp and greasy.
Cool. I'll advance down the ramp to be behind Stanley, 10 feet behind him.
Taking Hope with you. All right. Let's move below, and as you move below, you hear.
Oh, it's nasty.
All right. Seeing them move, I will continue kind of scouting and stealthily move another 15 feet over towards the far end of the pit, and then hold there. Same deal as before, moving very cautiously, keeping an eye out for anything that might be the talked about hatch.
Okay, you want to roll another perception check?
Sure. 22.
You again see the same bones lying up on the ground as you carefully make your way across, and you can actually make out the center of the pit, what you would imagine is the lowest point, although you're not 100% sure. And you see a large pile of bones. It's very muddy and wet, surrounded by a pile of bones. And for the briefest instant, you think you see something flash, reflect off maybe the moonlight, but it's gone as soon as you see it.
Towards the center?
Towards south, beyond the center, in the darkness beyond that you can't make out.
Could be a reflective piece of metal. Could be a toad.
Could be an eyeball.
All right, well, that's it for me for now. I'll let them do what they're going to do.
All right.
I'll advance along, but I'm gonna go behind this stalagmite.
Okay.
And we'll get right
So you
behind them.
move forward down the pit and clutch like angled next to the wall. The stalagmite would be here, I think. You're going to use it as cover.
Cool.
I'm using
Nash
Varel as
follows
cover.
along.
Is Varel still big?
No,
Okay.
he lost his shape before entering in.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I was gonna say that was a while ago. I mean,
Alright.
you're still big, Varel. I'm not saying. I don't want to suggest that you're a little tiny man.
Oh no, of course.
Yeah. Just make figure of speech.
So, looking around, I can tell there's a slight outcropping to the north that leads to maybe another little inner cave like where we came from. I think I want to scope that out just to make sure nothing weird's going to come up behind us. So, I'm going to move quietly again over to that corner just to give it a little peek. And that's what I do.
Okay. All right. So you take a look around. You move back up another ramp on the other side. As you peer into this outcropping where the cave is, you see a corpse from the other Guzzle Gang member that had fallen. Somehow ended up over here, lying on the ground. His body looks limp and bent in shapes that's not supposed to be.
All right, that'll be it for this bit of time.
I'm gonna move the party up around the edge, away from the stalagmite, to join Stanley's peakery.
Have the sounds from whatever that is gotten louder or quieter as we've moved?
They've maintained the same volume, which is quite loud as it echoes throughout the room. It's hard to tell with the reverberations coming off the acoustics of the place exactly what direction it's coming from. But generally speaking, it's probably south of you.
All right, I'm gonna do another 15 move around pit
Okay.
to there.
All right. As you make your movements around, you notice that a bright light pour in from above. You can kind of see it shining down into a cave as spotlights begin to search. The two spotlights coming from the keep begin to search inside the pit.
Well, that's just unfortunate.
Are they on
Watch
us?
the lights and see if maybe they reveal a door or a lock or a metal glint on something.
I mean, you can see them on the map from your location.
Okay.
If you scroll down, if you zoom out a bit, you might be able to see where they're pointing, and that'll give you like a geographic sort of location.
Oh yeah, there they are. Casting all kinds of wacky light. Yeah.
All right, Hope, it's your turn. If you want, or are you just going to continue riding?
I'm just gonna continue riding and watching where the lights are, seeing if
George
something
still
looks
has-
suspicious.
George still has a hold of your tail, and he's behaving himself.
Good.
Okay, Nash, you just following the Varel? Or
Yeah,
you
I'm
wanna
gonna
do anything?
just staying close to Varel. Not a lot I can
Okay.
do, so I'll stay with him.
All right. So you guys tell me what you want to do. There's 2 spotlights now spilling down into the cave floor.
Are they moving?
They are moving. They're currently static at the moment, but they definitely just moved in. No doubt they'll continue to be searching to see what they can see in the pit.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna continue around the circumference of this thing, another 15 feet, and kind of take some cover over by this stalagmite here.
Okay. All right. Oh, Pharrell, do you want to move anywhere? You're controlling about 4 people now.
Okay.
I will say I don't know how this necessarily works because I know you can hold an action, but I don't think you can hold movement. But if I saw the spotlight heading towards me, having only used Varel's there now, I was gonna say I would circle the pillar to avoid light.
You can use movement as part of a reaction. Like if you were to in a turn structure say I want to ready an action, as soon as they run through the door, I run 30 feet and then clothesline the guy. That can be part of what you call for the reaction because you have
Okay. So the remainder of my 15 feet of movement would be just to sidestep the light if I saw it moving towards me. Probably in this case to that alcove there.
Okay, perfect.
I moved 25 to catch up to him, and I still have the 15 as well, so I could move with him into the alcove.
So you guys all move to a new location, including Nash follows along the teak guards here. Okay, and the spotlight. One of the spotlights sort of moves along the side wall, looking for what it can see. And the spotlight, one spotlight moves north towards the location where you were, and one spotlight begins to move southernly. And then the light slowly reveals a giant mound of green, wet, slippery flesh, circled up in a puddle. Sitting on top of this pound of flesh is this other sort of appendage with like a closed, it looks like where eyes would be, but it's like one big eyelid closing over top. It's like a fold of flesh. It has this giant sort of frog-like chin jutting out, and you see 4 large tentacles splayed out on the ground. And whatever this creature is, it's like crouched into a little pod. And you hear its throat go as it grows big and then grows small and grows big and grows small as it sits there. And then a tongue, large and long, maybe 10 feet, just unravels from its mouth and then lifts up into the air and then lifts up the mold of flesh on top of itself. And it reveals 3 eyes sort of looking around, and then the tongue begins licking the eye like it's cleaning it. And then
wait, hold on a second. I have a quick request for anyone watching live. Can someone clip that bit out and then send it to me? I want to make a GIF. Go ahead.
And it's making these like and then it closes the mound of flesh on top of its head, and the tongue slowly retracts back into its mouth, and you're echo throughout the room. Stanley or Varel?
All right. Well, at least we know where it is.
Yeah.
All right. This is all in front of
You're
us. It's
behind
all
you.
a
Yeah,
cliff
behind you,
down,
you're-
right?
Holy shit!
Shut up, George.
Jesus Christ, it's huge, and it stands like about like 20 feet. It's four Varels tall.
It's a lot of Varels.
Yeah.
5-foot Varels.
It's like 3.5 Varels.
George, part of the deal is keep quiet, or I'll throw you into that, whatever that is, myself. Shh.
Everyone hold still, and you can hear this, like, I don't know, I can hear it, but I can't put it on the mic. You hear like a as his like knees wobble, and they make this like creaking sound.
Great. This happens every time. Every time we pick up
Alright.
some dude.
Might creep back a ways. As I go past Varel, I'm
Hope will
gonna
be
just
nodding at Nash in agreement.
whisper and say, "We have to find that hatch. Let's check everywhere where it isn't first."
I'll nod.
What about straight ahead around the corner?
That's my thought.
Oh, is there a straight ahead around the corner?
Where the light
So
is
you're
right
on
now.
you're on an incline. I mean, it's a small, 2-foot jump down. It's not really, you're not really super high up, but
Oh.
yeah, there is a left. You can sort of see where the light is shining off in the corner.
Yeah, I'm just not too keen about going where the spotlights are right now. Maybe we wait until it moves somewhere else.
That sounds good.
Any waiting causes it to go right on top of us. That's tradition at this point.
Well, where do you propose we go, Varel?
The lights move slightly as you have the conversation.
They're moving our direction?
No, they're
Nope.
going around. They're going
appear to be circling the sides of the.
Okay.
Appear to be circling the sides of the cave.
The place they would least expect us is nearest the creature. Now,
And as the light reveals, oh, go ahead now.
I was just going to say,
You're making a good point.
my point was, if we don't want to be caught in the spotlight, the last place they'll think of is next to the creature itself. I know that's dangerous, but I just want to put that out there. And George, shut up.
Nash, the light is on the creature right now. It's
Yeah, but-
literally the place they're
but-
looking right now.
But it's going to move, and they're going to know that nobody's going to be there. I'm saying once it moves, we sneak in close, quietly. It's just an idea, damn it.
So one of the things that comes to light as the spotlight moves on top of this giant green, wet, toad-like creature is you see a giant mound of some sort of green pasty bulbs behind it,
Oh,
Eggs!
and then
Mom.
and then behind it you notice that there's a narrow crevasse opening in the cave wall. Just something you notice.
Those are eggs. It's a mother.
There's also an opening back there.
Maybe that's a bigger mother. Maybe that's a vagina.
What?
That's where the eggs are coming from, the big mother vagina, and this is just a toddler. I'm just saying things could be worse than we think. Always be thinking outside the box, Stanley.
Nash, maybe it's time for you to stop having ideas for the day.
All right, I'll shut up, but I'm just saying that either that's a way out or that's a bigger problem.
Yep, you've really narrowed it down for us. Thanks, Nash.
Oh,
We
I'm
made
dying.
both
You made
choke.
me choke on my drink.
Don't choke.
John.
Don't choke.
All right.
It's John's fault.
Just consider that noises coming from the large toad-like creature.
The creature sounds like a Canadian choking on a drink.
Yeah.
All
we should
right.
get moving. Either way the lights are going, we should go too.
All right, Varel, why don't you show us when to move?
Show you when to move.
Yes, you're the one who said move this way. Stop waiting.
We're done waiting then.
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. I'll lower hope. Then you all move for the crevasse when I'm done. And I will nimbly jump off this area, kind of slide down, and start heading this direction.
Okay.
Hope's gonna start tottering forward.
Yeah,
Just
with
a
your
little bit at a time.
half movement speed. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. The teat guard follows you.
So I'll stay behind Stanley close to Nash, and then I guess we'll move as a group.
Yeah.
Okay. The spotlights slowly move as well once they search around for you. And you hear, rather, Oi! Look! It's Fred! Fred! Can you hear me? Fred! You can't make out the figures up top, but there are clearly people up at the top of the pit looking around, and they found the dying corpse of Fred, the Guzzle Gang member you left there.
Dead Fred. Drop dead Fred, by the way.
You hear some more talking, but it's so far up you can't hear. You just hear like a faint echo. But on the oi that was yelled up from the top, the large creature in the middle goes, and one of his tentacles lifts up, and it shifts its position, and as it relaxes its body yet again, there's a loud like boom from its weight. And that settles.
All right.
I,
I'm just gonna keep holding for Varel, see what he's doing first.
All right,
I will head to the next stalagmite on the edge of the light and start walking into it towards, was this George? Dying George?
It's Fred.
Fred.
George
Fred.
is not,
All right. Walk towards dying Fred.
We should
And I'll
have.
step up on the ledge.
all right, you walk out into the bright light. You as you get close to Fred's corpse, his eyes sort of open. He's clearly losing consciousness and barely alive, and he raises an arm at you. And he goes to speak, but there's you. Was all he manages to get out. The light that snaps right on top of you.
I'll kneel down, on my toes by him. Rest, friend. You are about to see a move of greatest glory. And grab his shotgun.
Okay. You take a shotgun from him.
Cool.
All right. Stanley, I think Stanley, Hope, and Varel are still waiting. You're still up.
We're just watching in awe.
Stanley Hope and Nash. He means.
Confusion is across hope space.
Yeah, a confused awe.
All right, with the shotgun, I'll jump down, and to the south there's two stalagmites kind of close together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take up position there between the two, and they look like they're about 10 feet wide in between.
All right, and the spotlight follows you. Quickly, the other spotlight sort of moves also to your location. I would say it moves too fast. It's starting to move towards your location.
Okay, cool. All right, so I still have sight of the creature. I will, having seen Hope do it before, grab the shotgun and put it into my shoulder like they do, and with no training or understanding, fire towards the creature.
All right, then make your attack roll.
I
I
fire-
imagine you don't get a proficiency bonus with this because you don't have proficiency with ranged weaponry, so it's gonna be just your dex, I think.
Yep, sweet. Unleash 2 rounds. Ooh, 15 and 17, which would be a 18 and a 16.
Okay, so roll. What's your shotgun damage normally? It's 2d8, right?
2d8, yes.
Oh, wait a minute. You're firing at him. I'm gonna need you to make those rerolls. Or count that one as a roll. It's with disadvantage because the shotgun has a 30 range.
Okay,
And it can
I
shoot
roll
up to
twice.
120 feet, but it's disadvantaged. So use that as your first roll. So the lower is what?
16.
Okay.
Second shot is natural 20 to a 3, so a 4.
Oh
Okay.
man, wide swings.
You fire two. You fire one shot. Roll your damage dice.
11 plus my dex, I guess?
Yeah.
12.
Six. All right. So. Okay. It rings out. You take a shot, and the bullet sinks into its chest, and you hear a as it springs into life, shooting out. And the tentacles fly out, and his mouth is like, and the eyes, all the eyes, like the mound of flesh lifts up in a large sort of like it's on a pole. These large eyes come out and open up, and they're looking everywhere. All three eyes, and it starts flailing his arms everywhere. It hits walls and things move off, and it's just such an explosion of movement that the second shot fires wide right up into the air. And the thing immediately like looking around for what's happening. It runs into the center right there, and everyone can see it, I think, at this point, as it runs into the center, and the spotlight then shines on it, and it looks around, sees the spotlight on you, and starts barreling your direction.
Excellent.
We sure this isn't Horshack from Welcome Back, Cotter? Because that's what it sounded like. Anyway, sorry.
Let's take a break there.
Oh no.
It's a good time for a break, everybody. All right, hold on to your butts. We'll be back. Plenty more to happen right here on There Will Be Dungeons. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah.